Welcome to Financial Confidence for High-Achieving Women, the go-to podcast for women of color entrepreneurs overwhelmed by their finances and ready to transform their money mindset, take control of their money, and build sustainable wealth. I'm your host, Taryn, better known as T-Money, certified financial coach and CEO of Money Honey LLC. I believe that abundance is your birthright and that good money management doesn't mean cutting out the joy from your life. Stick around to learn how you can build intentional money habits that align with your biggest lifestyle goals. Let's get into today's episode. Welcome to episode 8 of the Financial Confidence for High Achieving Women podcast. I'm your host, Taryn, better known as T-Money, and today we'll be talking about how to navigate financial anxiety in an unexpected situation. You may or may not know that we're dealing with wildfires throughout Los Angeles, and this natural disaster has caused a lot of devastation and has impacted me personally. So I want to give you some techniques to handle the emotions you may feel about money during an unexpected situation. You'll want to save and come back to this episode later for sure. So let's get into it. I am speaking from the heart today, really, because this has been difficult. And in particular, I live near where, if you've been following, or, you can even probably look them up at this point, but the Eaton Canyon fire, I live decently close to that. And in addition to that, I had to evacuate where I was house sitting, and I could see the flames from my window, and it was all happening so fast. And that, the situation has, of course, gotten worse after that. There's been multiple fires through Los Angeles. The winds were absolutely insane. And I have taken some time to just kind of sit and be present with what I was feeling, and then also, supporting as many people as possible. We are grateful that outside of losing power for a little over 24 hours, like, our home is okay. And, my family, my immediate family, of course, is safe. We do have other family members that have been affected. I have friends and clients who have lost their homes. And, there's the other level of just seeing your community in particular. So, this particular fire has affected the Pasadena and Altadena areas. And that's where I started Money Honey. That's where I started my business, was in my living room in Pasadena. And that community has really felt like home to me, probably more than any other place has in my lifetime. And so there's another level of seeing businesses you love not here anymore, people that you love and care about being hurt so deeply, and having to truly start over. Losing everything is not easy. And it's like the moment of silence is honestly necessary. It's a difficult situation, and it can bring about so much anxiety in general. And, I want to help by, leading you through how you can handle some of the financial anxiety. Now, this episode is not going to be this disaster specific, because there are unexpected situations that we are thrown in life, at various times. And so this is something that I want you to be able to come back to if you are feeling the anxiety around your finances because of something that you aren't ready for. Am I a financial coach? Yes. Do we talk about preparing and, ways to organize your money and have it available when you need it? Yes. And I also talk about, your relationship with money and when, just like in your regular relationship, when an event happens that kind of shakes things up, that can happen with your finances as well. And so I want to give you, some things that you can do in these situations, and then just also some ways that you can care for yourself when this happens to you. And I want to, of course, start by saying that it's okay to not feel okay, to not feel like you have it all together right now. It's okay to take some space for you. And, this is also a time to give yourself some grace over how you're feeling and how you may be handling the situation. There's no perfect way to handle any of it. You get to meet yourself where you are. And that's probably one of the most important things that I'm going to say during this episode is that you got to meet yourself where you are when you're dealing with an unexpected situation. This isn't the time to think about how others would want you to act. This isn't the time to be extra critical on yourself for not doing X, Y, and Z, right? This is a time to be with what is coming up for you and facing it, and comforting yourself and showing some care, right? And so some techniques that could be helpful would be, doing some deep breathing. As I start to feel worked up in this situation, and even as I've been in other financial situations that have, caused me some anxiety, the first thing that I can always get control of is my breath. And so doing some deep breathing exercises, just centering yourself, grounding yourself, is a great place to start. Meditation has always been something that I have gone back to again and again, and something that I do daily. And just having that quiet time to check in with your body and truly receive, that meditation tends to be the time that I get great downloads or just get great like little messages that come through of, things that I can do and focus on. And other times it's just allowing the space to be fully present in what's going on around you. And then journaling, right? Like if you could journal or, turn up for my fellow manifestors, because we could also just talk out loud, which works equally as wonderful, honestly. So something you could do, but journaling around how you were feeling through a situation and just being like fully honest about it. That can allow you to not suppress what's coming up and to actually be present with the things that are happening. Like allowing the emotions to come through. Like if you need to take a minute to just be by yourself and, feel whatever feelings are coming up as you're dealing with with an unexpected situation or some financial anxiety, like you can do that. I highly recommend that, you can handle some money stress that way. And so this is also a beautiful time to affirm yourself of how resilient, brilliant, and amazing you are. Affirmations are something that are great, of course, when things are going well, but honestly, they can really help to shift your perspective and elevate your mindset during situations of anxiety and stress when it comes to your finances. Like, because usually during that time, right, the thought tracks that come up are around, like, oh, you're about to lose all of your money, or you don't have anything, or you can't afford this. Like, it's all the negative stuff, right? And so this is a great time to start replacing that with, money always comes back to me. I am, financially, provided for and sustained, and like all of those things, right? I'm always enough. I will always be enough, right? Continuing to remind yourself of some of those things that you can do this and you can get through it, because you definitely can. There's a way, there's a solution for it all, right? And it might inspire you to grow and to become the person who is able to handle and deal with these things, right? And so that is where you can feed into your good qualities, into the things that you can do to really uplift where you are and who you are, to prepare yourself to move through the situation, because you're going to be able to find a solution, and it will be resolved, and it'll make you a better person for it. And that kind of goes along the lines of, taking a moment to think about another situation that you went through, another unexpected financial situation, and process, or mostly just think about, how did you handle that? What were some things that, that you did that led to some resolution? Was it going through and, seeing that you could spend your money differently? Is it that you reached out, even though you were nervous, to a friend and asked for some help? Was it that you had to go to use a specific resource, or connect with somebody, or, you make the post that felt spicy, and so you just posted it and left the app? I don't know. Whatever it is, like, what were some of the things that you did to handle that financial anxiety or the situation? What are some things that worked? And then what are some things that didn't work? Because if we can point out also those things that did not work, as we start to see ourselves slipping back into that situation, we can make a new choice. And, sometimes we will feel that pressure when it's time for us to go into our next level, when it comes to like our finances and just where we are in life. And so it's okay to process some of those things and kind of equip ourselves of how we have made it through difficult situations in the past, so that way we can empower ourselves to know that we can do it again. We can definitely do it again. And this is a time to lean into support. All right. So whether it is financial resources, or friends or family, and listen, okay, I know that we in the Black community specifically can be hesitant to do this, to ask for help, because of, many reasons that we've heard throughout our lifetime, right? Like thinking something is too good to be true, or something has a catch, but we gotta get out of our own way. The strong friend needs support too. Okay. We need to be okay with seeing that there is strength in leaning on others, in leaning on community, in allowing somebody to be there for us. And the way that I think about that, because look, your girl ain't perfect. Okay. So I definitely have struggled with this as well. And feeling like I had to figure everything out on my own. But like, when I think about any time someone has asked me for help, I will be there for them. Right. And your friends, your family, your people want to do the same for you. They want to be there for you. You just got to give them a chance to do so, you know? So this is the time to lean in. And I know that sometimes pride can get in the way, of in feeling like no one will understand, but I promise you somebody does. And the people that really ride for you will be there for you. And they want to support you. They want to lift you up. They want to send you encouraging messages. They want to, share how others can, help you and fund your dreams, fund your lifestyle, whatever it is, right? They want to, be there. And even if that means helping you to get back onto your feet. And so a lot of times too, like our feelings around difficult financial situations can feel heavier when we keep it all to ourselves. So when we don't share, at least talk to somebody about it, like it can feel like it can feel intense. And so I encourage you to, to find at least one person that you can open up to about what's going on and, lean into the support that they want to give you, to the resources they provide you, and if it is a situation like what we're experiencing out here in Los Angeles, where it's, you know, a natural disaster, then there are those other resources that you can look into as well. And I feel like this is the other thing that I want to say here. Um, this isn't the time to be like, oh, that person is experiencing it worse than I am, and therefore I don't need to go get the help or resources until it's like really bad or something, right? We gotta let that go. Um, it's not a competition that, whoever's situation is more difficult, because like your difficulties or your anxiety is valid too. Like you're worthy of receiving the support you need as well. And so this isn't the time for that. Like it might be different, and that's okay, but it doesn't mean that you can't get support. Like even when I think about this situation here now, it is there's different levels to it, right? Like yes, there's definitely the devastation, the home loss, right? And then there's others that their homes are still here, and yet there is smoke in and throughout, heavy amounts, right? Through their home. And so then that's another level of something that has to be taken care of. There are, folks who can't get back into the area, even if it could be okay. And so then you still have to like pay for living expenses other places. There's, the power being out for so long. And so maybe that's caused you to have to go somewhere else so that way you could work. And even, like even for us, like we had to throw out all of our food in the fridge, right? Basically, because the power was out for so long. Right. And so like, that's something, that's a different situation to deal with. All of them are different. And yes, some of them are going to require more to process, more to work through, more steps. And yet I don't want us to be in a space of dismissing our feelings, bypassing our feelings, and acting like certain things don't matter, because it's really a worth thing. You are like you are worthy of it, and even if I'm the only person to tell you, just take it, because I really mean it. Like you are worthy of getting the support that you need. And so, as you deal with an unexpected situation, I want you to continue to remind yourself that you will make it through this, that you just got to take it one step at a time and know that money is available to you. Money wants to support you. It's just about connecting with it, right? It's about moving forward and doing what you can do. The money will come to you. And I just want to encourage you to remind yourself of that it's not a race, right? You can rebuild things one step at a time. And then there's the other part too, especially if you're an entrepreneur, like one email can change everything. One conversation, and this for everybody, truly, like one conversation can change everything. Where like you can be in the stage of rebuilding and then all of a sudden you get a connection and then that dramatically improves your financial situation. You make one sale and then now, your services have reached a new audience. They've referred you to a bunch of people and now you have more consistent business than you've ever had before. Like all those things are possible. And so even as you are dealing with the anxiety, don't let it prevent you from taking those steps and truly like embracing how amazing you are and how capable you are of being at the financial level that you want to be at achieving the lifestyle goals that you have. This might be a setback for a period of time, and yet it's going to teach you so much, and yet you're going to come out of it better and stronger and more knowledgeable and more like phenomenal than you already are. So this isn't the time to take you all the way down, right? We feel the things for a period of time and then just know that it's all ultimately coming together for your good. This episode definitely ended up, I feel like, as more of a pep talk. And I just want to say that the action step for today is to take care of yourself and lean into support. What's one resource or friend you can reach out to right now and ask for help? That's it. That's what I got for you when it comes to the action step today. I truly do hope that this supported you as if you're like me in Los Angeles and navigating through this wildfire situation, or if you're listening to this at another time in your life when you're dealing with something unexpected and needing to work through the financial anxiety around it, right? And then there's like the one last thing I have. It's also okay to use your emergency fund in this situation. I know we have times where we're just like, oh, I don't want to touch it. I've built it up so much. Please go ahead and use that. Like, I feel like this doesn't need to be said, but maybe it does. Just in case, go use your emergency fund. That's what it's here for. It's totally okay. And just like everything else, you will rebuild that as well. So that's what I have. I'm continuing to pray for resolution in this situation. If you are not aware, Money Honey is donating 50% of all of our sales to help displaced families of color in Altadena and Pasadena, California. And this applies to all of our programs except for our retreats. So I'll place a link in the show notes if you want to, improve your own finances and help families out here at the same time. And with that, I'm sending you love. Remember that you can make it through anything that is thrown your way. And I will catch you in the next episode. Thank you for tuning into this episode of the Financial Confidence for High Achieving Women podcast. I hope the insights shared in this episode have inspired you to take one small action step toward a more empowered relationship with money. If you're ready to take control of your finances like the rich bitch you are, I invite you to book a 90-minute Organize Your Money Honey intensive with me. You'll walk away with a crystal clear financial plan, a budget you'll actually stick to, and actionable steps to start saving and investing faster. Head to the link in the show notes to book your spot. I'm so grateful to be part of your financial journey, and I can't wait to see all the incredible moves you'll make. Thank you for listening, and I'll catch you in the next episode.